If the watermelon rind is shiny, that means it's ripe. Now, look at the pattern. See how it's cracked open? That's a clear sign the melon is ripe. Also, check this part. If the melon scar is dry, that shows maturity too. Look here at this scar. It's sunken in. Another sign the melon is fully ripe. Let me see if I pick it right or mess up. Is it ripe or not? It's about 90% ripe. Because this first batch of melons is nearly fully ripe, just shy of 100%. At this stage, the melon is very sweet already. How do you know when to harvest a melon? I'll share a little trick. Don't tap the watermelon. If you tap it without experience, you'll have a hard time finding the ripe ones, and might accidentally pick an unripe melon. So what should you do? Look at the tendril near the stem. When this tendril dries completely, the melon is ripe. If you remember these two tips, you won't pick a single unripe melon when harvesting yourself. Try it today and see. For those who love gardening, but aren't sure how to care for plants, hit the follow button. Look at the cracked pattern, the dark lines spreading out like a map. This is a classic sign of ripeness. Also, notice the surface. Ripe melons have a shiny, reflective skin. See this one? It's dull, no shine. That means it's not ripe yet. Not smooth, and still developing. This one is maybe 60% ripe, but this one here is fully ripe. This melon is fully ripe, but see this stem? It's not sunken in. That means the melon isn't ripe yet. If you use my method for picking melons, you always pick ripe ones, 100% of the time. For gardening lovers who want to improve their plant care, when a side shoot reaches its 7th leaf, pinch off its growing tip. If you don't, the vine grows too long, sometimes a meter or more, which isn't ideal. You must pinch side shoots tips at the 7th leaf, and also pinch the tips of secondary shoots when they reach 3 leaves. Doing this encourages more fruit to grow, sometimes more than you can eat. The more you don't pinch, the fewer fruits you'll get. Remember, pinching is key for cantaloupes. For gardeners unsure about plant care, today, I want to share a simple method, the lazy gardener's way. Look at this patch. It wasn't managed well, and the fruits developed later than usual. Why? Because the vines grew vigorously and produced many flowers. The melons grew spaced out, far from the roots. Because the roots branched out deeply and widely, the fruits were larger, sweeter, and more plentiful, minus 3 to 5 melons per plant. If you manage the plants strictly, you might only get 1 fruit per vine. When you manage, you keep just 2 branches, which limits the number of flowers. But if you don't manage, the vines and buds grow freely, and the melons that take hold will produce 3 to 5 fruits. Try this lazy method this year. Just let the vines grow wild and see how many fruits you get. The fruits will mature a bit later, since they grow further from the root, but the yield is higher. It saves effort. Just water, fertilize, and spray occasionally. No need to constantly press fruits down or prune. This is the lazy gardener's method. Try it and see for yourself. For gardening fans unsure about care, hit follow for more tips. Look at the dots on the melon's bottom. The smaller they are, the sweeter the fruit. Also, the yellower the rind's bottom, the riper and tastier the melon. The stem, the shorter and more curved it is, the sweeter the melon. Avoid melons with thick, long, straight stems. They're usually less sweet. Melons growing far from the root may be large but less sweet. Melons closer to the root, with curved stems, are sweeter. For those gardening and learning care tips, how to pick a sweet, perfect watermelon, look at the stem, the shorter and more curved. The sweeter the melon, check the backside. The yellower the bottom, the sweeter the fruit. Avoid white bottoms. That means about 70% ripe. Look at the dots at the base. Smaller dots mean sweeter. Larger dots mean less sweet. Avoid those. Let's cut one open and see if it's good. This one is 100% ripe now. Let's check. If you don't believe me, see if I picked well. See the bright red flesh? Fully ripe. Right? Using my method, you'll pick big, sweet watermelons every time. For gardening lovers unsure about care, hit follow for more advice. The scar, the shorter and more curved. The sweeter the melon, the smaller the dots here. The tastier the fruit, the shinier the rind, the riper the melon. Avoid 70% ripe melons with pale flesh. Pick melons with curved stems. The shorter and more curved, the better. Avoid thick, straight stems. Never buy melons like this. See how unripe they look. These melons are unripe, not sweet at all. These are and not tasty. Do you know why you shouldn't buy these melons?